What's going on, Lightning fans? Rachel West here, along with Ed Encina, who's coming to us from Scotiabank Arena up in Toronto. Ed, how's Canada treating you?
It's pretty good, Rachel. It's a little chilly up here, but a little rainy, a little dreary. But there's nothing like hockey to brighten everybody's mood, especially in Toronto. So we got a good series coming up.
That is definitely true. First round of the playoffs starts tonight. Lightning taking on the Maple Leafs. And of course, those two teams, offensive juggernauts, and we've got 200-point scorers on each side, one on each side. Of course, that's Steven Stamkos with the Lightning, Auston Matthews with Toronto. So do you think this series is going to come down to those two guys and them going head-to-head, who's going to come out on top? Or is it more the pieces around them and who can step up?
Yeah, certainly I think both of those guys are going to play a role in this series. I don't think there's a hotter player going into the playoffs than Steven Stamkos right now. And obviously, Auston Matthews, 60-goal season, you don't see those very often. So they're going to kind of get theirs, I guess, I think. But at the end of the day, in the postseason, it comes down to, defense, goaltending, and kind of that sandpaper and grit and physicality that, the Lightning know well from winning the past two cups. So, the narrative up here in Toronto is an interesting one because I think because the Maple Leafs have not won a postseason series since 2004, I think this whole city is just kind of waiting for the sky to fall. So game one, game two here will be really important. John Cooper said the other day about how, in the first round, it's kind of everyone's excited. You've been waiting 82 games for this moment. And then here it is. So I think a big part of it is going to be which team can kind of compartmentalize that and focus on the ice. And I think whoever does that is really going to have an edge here.
Definitely. And you also touched on the physicality and how important that's going to be. And I know last time these teams played down in Tampa, there was a whole lot of that going on. So the physicality and the defensive side of the game is going to be also massively important throughout this series.
Yeah, absolutely. And so I think the last time these teams played, April 21st, Amalie Arena, I think there were 30 penalties and 114 penalty minutes. So a lot of stuff going on. I think the Maple Leafs, their kind of MO is one that they don't have that kind of their game, or they haven't shown it in the postseason, and that's a big reason why they've lost. And Sheldon Keefe, the Leafs coach, said yesterday he expects this series to be borderline violent. So I think that might even be a message to the officials to be like, hey, let them play. But no doubt the Lightning, if they're going to try to stop guys like Auston Matthews or Mitch Marner, they're going to have to make them uncomfortable. And that's going to be, punishing them a little bit, completing their checks, making life hard for them, taking away their space and time. And I think that's kind of one of the big key to victories. And we've seen the Lightning do that. We saw them do it in the first round last year in a really physical series against the Florida Panthers. And that series, I don't think they went into that series thinking it was going to be that, because Florida is one of those, run and gun kind of fast-paced offenses too. But that's what it ended up being, and that's how they won that series. So I think it's going to be a lot of the same here in Toronto as far as the focus for the Lightning. They want to get in guys' faces. They want to frustrate them, and then get a lead and let the kind of sky fall. And that's what will happen if the Lightning go up early in the series.
Yeah, well, I know Lightning fans would definitely be okay with a repeat of the way things went in the first round last year. And all right, I can't let you get out of here without giving me a prediction. So who do you think takes this series and in how many games?
This is a tough one. I think all the first round matchups this year are really tough in the Eastern Conference. And I think that's what makes everyone's talking about this, about how the first 2 weeks of the postseason are the best part of the year of the hockey season, because that's when you have these great matchups and everyone's kind of finding their spot in the postseason. And so I'm my prediction, I'll say Bolts in 6, and I think the big key here is the goaltending. Andrei Vasilevskiy, the bigger the moment, the better he gets. Jack Campbell, he hasn't really proven himself in the postseason, and I think that's going to be really the difference here.
Yeah, definitely never smart to bet against Andrei Vasilevskiy. That's one thing we've definitely learned. And I'm just going to say Bolts in 7, because these two teams, two great teams, and who doesn't love a game 7? So I don't know. Heard it here first, maybe. But anyways, Thank you, Ed. Appreciate the time as always. Everybody, be sure you're keeping up with all of our coverage that we have for you throughout the entire Stanley Cup playoffs over on social media at Sports by Tampa Bay Times, as well as over on tampabay.com.